Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to Inditrade Capital Limited Q2 FY22-23 earnings conference call. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in a listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star then 0 on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Sudeep Bandopadhyay, Group Chairman, Inditrade. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you very much for joining the call today. I have with me my colleagues, Mrs. Juma Guha, a director in the company, Mr. Naveen Jain, Chief of Risk and Strategy at Inditrade Capital Group, and Mr. Ravi Jain, CFO of Inditrade Concall. We also have Maya Menon, the Company Secretary of Inditrade Capital, on the call. The results have been published yesterday, and I'm sure most of you would have seen the results at the BSE site and otherwise. I will quickly run through few key parameters and few events which happened during the quarter under reference, and then open the floor for Q&A. We did a disbursement of 140 crore during this quarter. This went up from 113 crore done during the last quarter. AUM at the end of September stands at 585 crore. Collection efficiency on a consolidated level was 99.05%. Our lending rate weighted average is 24.11. Cost of fund weighted average is 11.49. Regular portfolio is 95.28%. This represents the portfolio on which there is not a single day outstanding. Portfolio where there are outstanding, obviously there is a residual which is 4.72%. They are in multiple brackets. Dues may be between 1 and 30, 30 to 60, 60 to 90, and others. The net worth on a consolidated basis stands at 218.4 crore. The profit before tax for the quarter was 3.7 crore. This is against 2.4 crore which we registered during the last quarter. Our number of branches overall continues to remain same, 165. Number of employees has slightly moved up to 1,099. The disbursement broken into microfinance and MSME. Microfinance business did disbursement of in July 21.84 crore, August 15.78, and September 25.70 crore. Whereas MSME did disbursal of 16.28, 19.71, and 15.39 crores respectively in the last 3 months. Consolidated profit and loss account, I have already talked about the PBT. There's nothing much else to talk about. Interest income has moved up. Sale and service of goods have moved up. So has other income, which includes commission and other elements which our other businesses, which is Boombox, Inditrade Rural Marketing, as well as Inditrade Accelerator brings. As far as the balance sheet is concerned, it's pretty much apparent what we have. Segment-wise, the portfolio as on 30th September, microfinance is 263.5 crore, MSME 173.18 crore, agri-commodity is 147.34 crores, and small amount of others, making it a total of 585 crores. The cost of borrowings, as I had already told, on a weighted average consolidated basis, but segment-wise, microfinance cost of borrowing was 11.46%, MSME it was 11.52%, and agri-commodity was 8.28%. Provisions on portfolio, as far as MSME is concerned, gross NPA has been 3.57%, whereas net NPA is 2.2%. Microfinance gross NPA 3.05, net NPA 0. Agri-commodity, both gross and net NPA are 0. We give the portfolio breakup and we show the leverage. As you would see in the leverage sheet, the net own fund is 218.4 and our debt equity ratio is 1.35%, 1.35 times. Solvency ratio including DRPTC is 78.26% and solvency ratio excluding DRPTC partnership is 69.26%. I had already talked about the portfolio breakup, but to break up the portfolio between own book and managed, the own book portfolio is 408.5 crore, managed is 176.16. But remember, the managed portfolio is entirely sourced by us, credit assessment is done by us, collection is done by us, and the risk also is on us. So we count it under our overall AUM, and that's the industry practice. Portfolio share microfinance continues to dominate with 45.1% of the overall portfolio, and others including MSME is 54.9%, which comprises basically MSME and agri commodities. I will quickly move to few other salient matters, salient features, which I think we must mention. Some of you are already aware. On 7th of October, the board of our subsidiary Inditrade Microfinance announced consolidation of another microfinance company with itself, Janakalyan Financial Microfinance. The merger is on a share swap basis. For every 100 shares of Janakalyan, we will be issuing 82 shares of Inditrade Microfinance. We expect the merger to get completed on or before 31st March 23. That is within this fiscal. However, this will be subject to the requisite approvals, RBI approval we have already sought, and the respective NCLT at Kolkata and Mumbai. I think some of you are aware, Janakalyan brings absolutely complementary geographies in the mix. They have a 56% of their portfolio is in West Bengal and 34% of the portfolio in Bihar. We were not present at all in West Bengal and negligible presence in Bihar. So with this consolidation, we will be present across the country, basically 13 states and union territories, with a much larger portfolio and placed ideally for future growth. Portfolio also will be very well balanced, with West Bengal having about 18.5% of the total book, Kerala 15.6, Bihar 14.9, Tamil Nadu 14.6, Karnataka 11.7, and so on and so forth. So it is a very balanced book, which is geographically very well spread. As I said, there is no overlap. So as far as the business is concerned, the employees are concerned, there should not be any destabilization whatsoever. The erstwhile managing director of Janakalyan will be and is in the process of taking over as MD of the consolidated business. He has already been inducted in the board of Inditrade Microfinance. We hope that, I also must mention that the appointed date for merger is 1st July 22. However, we will start disclosing consolidated numbers only after the requisite legal approvals are received. I will repeat that there has been no cash consideration during this transaction. It is a complete share swap. The businesses which we acquired during the lockdown, which is Inditrade Scalator and Inditrade Rural Marketing, have also started performing well. Boombox, which is Inditrade Rural Marketing, has performed very well on all operating parameters, and we expect the business to do very well during the current fiscal. As far as Scalator is concerned, the opportunity is significant, and they are working very hard to seize the opportunities in multiple areas which the current market is offering them. Some of you will remember this is into distribution of financial products and services. They are probably one of the largest players as far as business loans are concerned in southern part of India. They predominantly operate in Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andhra, Telangana region. That's very briefly what happened during the last quarter. One unfortunate development which has been with us, which I must also mention, some of you will have some queries on that, happy to answer. We were doing micro lending, which is digital loans, way back in the financial year 1920 and part of 2021. We have discontinued this business completely during December 20, January 21. This business was discontinued. As permitted by RBI, we had also started working with some fintechs in this business. Unfortunately, this got into a lot of regulatory pressure, and I'm sure most of you are aware. The cybercrime department of multiple states started investigating, and the enforcement directorate also in some cases got involved. The allegation was, as far as cybercrime is concerned, is that some of these fintech partners used abusive language while conducting recovery. That is a cybercrime under the relevant law, and that led to freezing of 29 bank accounts of Inditrade Concall, one of our subsidiaries, during the period of April 21. The amount involved was 24.74 crore. After multiple representations and approaching the Telangana High Court, which instructed the authorities to complete the investigation in a time-bound manner, the Cybercrime Hyderabad has released 18.51 crore, 22 accounts. Already has been, freeze order has been removed. So only 7 accounts remains under freeze, which have 6.23 crore. We are actively pursuing for the release of the same. As a matter of process, we understand that cybercrime, all these alleged activities are referred by them to the Enforcement Directorate as well. The Enforcement Directorate had requested us to provide all information, which was duly provided by our principal officer, who personally met and clarified in June 21. We haven't heard anything from them further. However, in August 22, there was a provisional attachment order by ED on 6 of our accounts, 6 or 7 of our accounts, which had 5.5 crores in total. We have again, unfortunately, moved to the Telangana High Court. Telangana High Court, Honorable High Court, has admitted our petition, and we are hoping for some quick release there as well. The legal opinions, the considered views of all experts is we are a registered NBFC. We have not accepted any deposits from anybody. We have used our own funds for this digital lending, and those activities have been discontinued almost 2 years back. So there is absolutely no case against us, and we strongly believe that, and I'm sure we will soon get relief for these matters as well. The total amount frozen as on date is about 11.73 crores, which is these two things, 6.23 and 5.5, which I have already explained. That is where we are. The company also has announced a rights issue for its equity shareholders. So for every 13 equity shares held, the share will be offered 5 fresh equity shares at the rate of 45 rupees per share. I must remind all of you here that the net asset value, book value of shares, is 90 rupee plus as far as Inditrade capital is concerned. So we believe the shareholders would benefit by subscribing or opting for the rights. In due course, the record date and other details will be notified. We are working with the merchant bankers appointed for this purpose for expeditiously completing the process. Thank you very much. I think I'll be happy to take questions. My colleague, Mr. Naveen Jain, Mr. Jhuma Guha, Mr. Ravi Jain, all of us are here. Happy to answer questions.
Thank you very much. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on their touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. We have our first question from the line of Hitesh Shah from IDFC First Bank. Please go ahead.
Good evening, sir. I had two specific questions with respect to the enforcement agencies actionable that are going on with the subsidiary of the company. Wanted some update on what are the kind of questioning done to the company by the ED and what charges have been leveled against Inditrade FinCorp wherein these accounts have got frozen.
Actually, there is no charge against Inditrade FinCorp, unfortunately. They have all these matters. There are some 70, 80 companies, including, I suppose, Paytm, Razorpay, everybody. So they have given these, I think there are 74 or 78. I don't remember the exact figure. You are from IDFC Bank, so you can link up with us separately. We can share with you that the document also informally. So there are 74 or 78 people. There is no specific charge. They are basically, Enforcement Directorate always quotes money laundering. Now, money laundering can only happen in different cases. In our case, it's our money. We have given loan. We have received back or we have not received back. So in our case, there is no question of money laundering arises. That's what the court has taken cognizance of that in one matter. And the other matter we have now moved because that was on 2nd August. So there is no specific. In most of the cases, there is no FIR against us also. The FIR was against the fintech guys and some of the guys who understand criminal law. Criminal law, the criminal liability cannot be transferred. Civil liability can be transferred. But if you employ an agent, he does something bad. You are liable under civil law if you are the principal. But in the criminal act, you're not liable. That's the law. I mean, I'm not saying we have done either, right. But that's what it is. So we are also, nobody understands what the issue is. The issue, what we understand from newspaper reports is there is some geopolitical concern about Chinese companies and Chinese things. So whatever that is, I don't know. We don't want to comment on that.
Sir, would it be right to assume that maybe then this attachment or freezing of balances are on account of the money which Inditrade FinCorp is supposed to pay to this fintechs and against whom the FIRs are there?
We have nothing to pay to the fintechs.
Okay.
We have nothing to pay to the fintech, so the question doesn't arise. It is our money which is lying in the bank accounts and which has nothing to do with these businesses. In fact, since you are from the bank, you can check with your colleagues who manage our account. That money was being used for our MSME business. So that's got nothing to do with anything to do with fintech, digital lending, nothing like that. You guys are the best position to answer those questions rather than me.
Sure. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. A reminder to participants to press star and 1 to ask a question. We have a next question from the line of Kapil Bhatt, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thanks for this. So I have a question on the rights issue. And I want to understand the purpose of the capital raise to the rights issue. Where are you going to invest this money into new business or the existing businesses? What's the purpose?
Not really. In fact, as you guys understand, microfinance we are consolidating and we are very bullish. So, I can't make a forward-looking statement, but the idea is to eventually, microfinance will need capital. So we will definitely look at that. Inditrade rural marketing, they also will need to expand because that's a great business. You understand, Kapil, the business very well. So these are the two businesses which will need capital and the scope is huge. So we are looking at, and the holding company is Inditrade Capital, so that's the reason.
Right. So we'll be looking to expand these businesses by investing into them, right?
That's right.
Okay, cool.
See,
And
as you know, I should clarify here, we used to hold 90% plus of Inditrade Microfinance. Now, post-merger, what Inditrade, we will end up holding about 74%. Inditrade Microfinance shareholders will hold about 74% of the consolidated company. And we will hold 90% of that 74. So our shareholding is coming down in the consolidated company. So it would be good for us and Inditrade Capital, as all of us, to increase that shareholding.
Exactly. That's what even I had thought. Okay. And on the Jankalyan Financial Services Company, can you give more details about how many branches they have, how many employees they have, and when? You said that this merger will happen by end of March, but now are we already doing the business together? Is this already been merged? How is it going right now?
See, legally, Kapil, it is not merged, so businesses are separate, companies are separate. We had our board meeting yesterday, day before yesterday for microfinance. They are having their board meeting on 11th, but we are working together in tandem. Mr. Alok Biswas, who was the MD there, has joined the board. Mr. S.K. Mitra, who was the chairman of that company, has joined the board as well of Inditrade Microfinance. But business has not merged, obviously.
Okay.
That requires NCLT approval and all that. That process is on.
Right. And post the merger, how many branches will have pan India? In all the 13 states. Now I think we have around 165 branches.
Around 200 branches will be having.
200. So they have only have around 35 branches at the moment.
That's right. They don't have too many branches.
Okay. And how many employees are we absorbing, or?
We are absorbing all the employees because, Kapil, they are in West Bengal and Bihar. There is not a single overlap. So there is absolutely no need for any employee removing some employees and all that. That is not necessary.
Okay, that's fine. And going forward, I think microfinance will be in a kind of a main business. Looking at the merger and the presence in the 13 states, are we also going to expand the MSME into the other cities than I think the 4 or 5 cities we are currently present into?
Yeah, absolutely. MSME also has been doing very well, Kapil. So we have already moved to Chandigarh and Chennai during the last quarter. So we now are in West, we are in Bombay, Pune. In North, we are in Delhi, Chandigarh. In South, we are in Hyderabad, Bangalore, Chennai.
Okay. Right. Yeah, I think that's it for now. If I have any questions, can answer them.
Thank you, Kapil. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, Sudhir. Thanks, Sudhir.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, to ask a question, please press star and 1 on your phone now. Participants who wish to ask a question may please press star and 1 on their phone now. A reminder to participants to press star and 1 to ask a question. As there are no further questions, I would now like to hand the conference over to Mr. Sudhir Bandyopadhyay for closing comments. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, everybody, for joining and sparing your time today afternoon. I think the company has gone through pretty much the entire country and the industry has gone through trying times during last 2 years due to COVID. I think we are looking forward to a great time of growth and opportunities. That's the reason we are increasing our capital and allowing the shareholders to participate at a significant discount to book value so that we all benefit together when the growth comes. I will look forward to your continued support and participation in the quarters to come and years to come. Thank you very much. Thank you everybody for joining today.
Thank you. On behalf of Inditrade Capital Limited, that concludes this conference. Thank you for joining us, and you may now disconnect your line.